You've been one of the big critics of people who've been bigging up Robert Mueller for 2 years until he suddenly says something you agree with. And now you're saying, well, we don't need the full report to come to a conclusion.
Aaron Matei and David K. Johnston were on Al Jazeera English with Mehdi Hasan, where they debated Russiagate. Now, I'm going to show you about a 2-minute clip of this. The full debate is linked below the video. So if all you care about is watching the full debate, go click the link below the video. But the reason I want to show this is because this is how broadcast journalism should be conducting these sorts of debates. You will not see anything like this on MSNBC or CNN, especially not in regards to Russiagate. So this is two well-respected journalists that happen to be on different sides of this issue debating it, but it's not just about the debate. It's about Mehdi Hasan, the host here. So Mehdi Hasan is actually equipped with objective facts that relate to each of these journalists. So he quotes each of them back to them. So he uses their own words against them. And he takes the position of being somebody that is actually neutral in this debate, but objectively neutral. So objective to the facts, but neutral on the actual discussion. So this is something that you will just not see on CNN or MSNBC and, well, Fox News, I don't even, really refer to. But let me play this this clip, and you're going to see what I'm talking about.
David, Aaron, thanks for joining me in the arena. David, can I start with you? It looks like it's all over. Apparently, Robert Mueller did not conclude that anyone in the Trump campaign, quote, conspired or coordinated with the Russians in interfering in the elections. That was supposed to be the main purpose of the investigation. Trump has been given the all clear. You in the media, the Democrats, you got it all wrong.
Well, actually, Bill Barr's letter says that Trump is not exonerated on obstruction of justice, and he frames the issue of collusion in terms of the Russian government. The Russian government operates often through oligarchs and cutouts and other people who aren't directly the Russian government. So we need to see the Mueller report.
Aaron, you've repeatedly called the Russiagate story a conspiracy theory. Is it now all done and dusted for you, or does David have a point?
Well, I certainly agree with David that we should see the full report, but the fact that we haven't seen it yet, I don't think should be used to deflect from the fact that Mueller has just permanently debunked the conspiracy theory. His mandate was to uncover ties between Trump and the Russian government in a bid to influence the 2016 election. The Barr report makes clear that he did not, and I don't think that if Barr was mischaracterizing Robert Mueller, that Robert Mueller, who has the integrity of a Marine we've been hearing about for 2 years about how great he is, I don't think Robert Mueller would sit by. So I think the fact that
here's what I don't get, Aaron. As you say, we've been hearing about him being a Marine and great integrity for a couple of years. But I follow your Twitter thread. You and I talk online. You've been one of the big critics of people who've been bigging up Robert Mueller for 2 years until he suddenly says something you agree with. And now you're saying, well, we don't need the full report to come to a conclusion that this is all done. In fact, you said last July, can I quote you?
Please.
We should not just believe Robert Mueller's claims now on faith without concrete evidence. That's exactly what you've been doing since Sunday, isn't it?
I've been believing that if Robert Mueller had found evidence of a conspiracy, he certainly would allege it. He would indict somebody for it. And in a report in which he's investigating a Trump-Russia conspiracy, if he had found evidence of it, he would say that there was a Trump-Russia conspiracy. But he says in his report that he found that there was no collusion found.
You went on TV a few weeks ago and I believe called Donald Trump a Kremlin agent. That was absurd even before the Mueller report came out to suggest that.
Yes, and I corrected that. I didn't realize I'd said agent. I said asset. And I do believe
even
Donald
asset
Trump
is a little bit strong, don't you
asset.
think? Even without reading the Mueller report,
no.
he didn't sign a contract to work for Russian intelligence. That's over-egging even what we know.
Now, again, you can watch the entire debate in the link below the video. But this is what you really do not have this on any cable news network. So, look, I have no issue with editorializing. I think it's fine to have an anchor that puts their spin on something as long as they are open and honest that they are spinning, or not spinning, but they're open and honest about their bias and their opinion, how they lean politically and what they feel about the issue. I'm okay with that. But there needs to be somebody like Mehdi Hasan on these networks that just is going to sit back and be objective to the facts, but neutral in the debate, and have two people who are well respected and educated on their issues, on the issue, and be able to debate it with based in fact. So you have someone like Mehdi Hasan pointing out Aaron Matei's prior words about Mueller and how he shouldn't be trusted. And he also pushes back on David K. Johnston about calling Trump a Russian agent, which he called him one last week, which Trump obviously is not a Russian agent. So this is something that more people, I mean, if you could have Mehdi Hasan teach a class to other journalists like Rachel Maddow and I mean, the whole list, whether it's Anderson Cooper, I mean, to have someone like Mehdi Hasan be able to maybe give his knowledge, give some wisdom to these other broadcast journalists that do not at all do this, we could have actual real debates about these issues. Now, clearly not every issue should be debated 50-50 like this. I think Trump-Russia is actually a great debate to have because there is evidence on both sides, not on the collusion. I mean, I don't want to get back into a Russian discussion, but clearly the Mueller investigation did not find collusion between Trump and Russia. But that doesn't exonerate Trump from other possible crimes that he very likely committed, which is part of the reason why the full report has not come out, because that full report likely has some evidence to some other crimes. So just because there is no Trump-Russia collusion about the election does not mean that Trump did not commit other crimes. So there is evidence on both sides of this debate that you can point to. You can talk about how Trump's foreign policy has actually been fairly critical of Russia, or been on the side of not benefiting Russia. But you can also debate that Trump's actions, his behavior, has been sort of weird around Putin and Russia. So there are points that you can hit on that can actually bolster two sides of this debate. But this is not something that you necessarily see or even really have on any of these other broadcast networks.